World Card Game Federation here with another local match. This is kind of a little while ago, actually. We had Chris facing John. One of these decks is way more, seen a lot more action than the other. The Lord Slug deck is pretty well polished compared to the Trunks deck. This was its debut match. We had a lot of bugs to be worked out. So Lord Slug, of course, goes first. Chris gets to go first on this one. He draws his 3, he passes, he rejuvenates, and his first turn is over. Now, we went with Saiyan Dynamic Mastery over here, mostly just to take advantage of the pretty significant stage pressure that comes from Trunks being on level 2 from the start, so start hitting with that 8-stage physical. We're hoping to bait out blocks and things like that. Okay, he's going to go ahead and end his first turn. Sometimes you just have to be correctly situated. He passes, he rejuvenates Shoulder Slam, that's the end of that. His turn ends, and it goes back over to Chris. And he's drawn some pretty handy stuff, especially early game, with some Dragon Clan action. I want to say Wallop? Namekian Wallop, perhaps? And he passes and rejuvenates, what is that? Face Smash. An excellent card, tailor-made for Lord Slug. Goes back over to John. John draws some pretty handy stuff. Wow, all of it very effective against, especially this iteration of, this particular Namekian matchup. I want to say that's Saiyan Thrust. Oh, well, for those of you who don't know, we have a running joke. Pete, who plays cards with us, every time one of us trades with Pete, we always say, well, we've robbed Pete. Check. Ruling out something, checking out something for the day. And we just had a joke about how one of our friends said he was in, near where Pete lived, and just saying, hey, robbed Pete. And it's funny. Say he broke into his house, ate all his cereal. Okay, John did not like what he saw. He was not confident enough. He ends his turn and goes back over to Chris. Let's see. Still got that Wallop. He still got that Dragon Clan out. Plenty of material. He's going to declare combat. Not a bad idea at all. No one entering effects. John gets to draw his. Looks like he's drawn a block and I want to say 2 attacks. No, he's drawn a drill. Fantastic. Okay, he's going to go ahead and use Namekian Wallop. And if I remember correctly, this particular one is going to go ahead and pull out a Dragon Ball, and give it to John and let him take control of it immediately. I don't think he gets to use any effects, he just immediately has it. And then you remember, I don't know if you guys saw, he has one of those instant capture cards that came out of Awakening. And then Lord Slug gets an anger every time the Dragon Ball enters play. So even if he handed it to his opponent, he still gets the anger for it. John karate chops the deck. And I believe John has to take this hit because I don't believe he has any blocks. He still has his Saiyan power up, so he's not really in all that much danger. So he goes back over to John. John's going to throw Trunks Physical. And it's going to connect all 8 power stages. He's going to whack Lord Slug in the face. Ooh, he's going to use, I don't remember if this one was called Namekian Assault or a Charged Assault or something of that nature. It's that one that lets him go ahead and pull out a Dragon Ball, but he does have to shuffle 1 in at the end of the combat, and it is a 1 power stage and 5 life card physical, or energy, as I recall. Raises anger, of course, when it enters play. Okay, the energy is stopped by John's energy block, which attaches, and this, of course, is going to amp up John's PUR by 3. We were really concerned, at least in this early build, if we were going to camp level 2 the whole game about getting stage locked. So we went through a lot of trouble to deal with that. But in all honesty, we didn't need it. It's all silly stuff. Okay, he's gonna, wow, doggone. Lord Slug, man, he's 1 track. He's got a freight train coming this way. He's going to go ahead and Dragon Clan. He pull out any one of them and actually gets to use the effect. Though, it probably would have been wiser for Chris to use the Mastery first and then Dragon Clan in order to get all the maximum anger he can possibly get out of it. But I guess he didn't need to bother. He was already at 4 anger. Pulling this one out, popped his anger up 1 more level. John uses Saiyan Enjoyment and grabs gets to draw a card, and his attacks to do +2 power stages for the remainder of combat. He's going to throw a fist slam. And it has to hit. He raises anger 2 levels. If I remember correctly, I don't know if he rejuvenates or if he steals a dragon. It hits John for 3 power stages, so not exactly a devastating hit, but still pretty effective. And it does 2 life cards of damage because of the Radiant Mastery's effect. Throwing Saiyan Acute Rapid Slam. Like we said, we're not terribly experienced with this particular deck, so I'm not sure if John remembered to raise his anger 1 level when he threw Saiyan Acute Rapid Slam. And I think John said that. I think he said he missed most of the triggers for the Mastery just because we just never see it or use it. It just doesn't come up all that much. Oh, we're going to get out a turn marker so we remember who's who. He's just pulling out of a deck. Oh, there we go. And the physical attack table might come in handy with a lot of physical attacks. D to C should be 2. 9 power stages. And of course, Saiyan Acute Rapid Slam goes to the bottom. Oh, John forgot the trigger. He must have forgotten that Saiyan Acute Rapid Slam affects itself. Okay. This takes his damage. So John remembers to do his anger trigger on this one, which is very good. He'll do a direct strike. He's already an A. Okay, 8 stages, 2 life. Not too bad. Or 9 total since he was already an A. If I was John, I'd steal a Dragon Ball. Mostly because you want to... Slug is running for Dragon Ball as hard and fast as he can. Oh, he has a critting his anger instead. Okay. Dragon Ball goes to the bottom. It cannot ever exist in the discard pile. He's going to go ahead and throw the Namekian Physical from Awakening that lets him immediately attack a card. It would do 2 life cards of damage because with the damage bonus off of the Mastery. It goes back over to John. And combat ends. And it is John's turn. And he's drawn a couple of cards that would make it difficult to go into combat just now. See, we were planning in this really early build of this particular deck to just camp level 2 the whole game. Just set out a big wall of Saiyan drills and boost up damage and knock people the heck out. But we just ended up not doing that. We discovered after a little bit of time this wasn't a very good strategy. I think it's me having played just the one Drill Coup Saiyan deck for so long. And John's going to go ahead and end his turn. If I was him, I probably would hold on to... Wait, I thought he was holding on to Saiyan Enjoyment. What did he hold on to? What's that? Can't see it now. Wow, Slug Regeneration, excellent card. A Dragon Ball, so he's got plenty of reasons to skip this turn. He's going to go ahead and play Dragon Ball 3, does its thing. He draws his 3 bottom. He has to shuffle in any 2 from his hand. Yeah, we're talking about how that a very real possibility that Chris could get all 7 Dragon Balls, but just really overdoing their effects. Like the olden days, we watched a lot of the Piccolo decks do that. He's going to go ahead and pass, rejuvenate. He goes back over to John. John's got an energy block. 2 energy blocks. Fantastic. A fairly effective hand. He could probably go in on it and do a little bit of work. But but I do understand though if there's a lot of dangers there. Taking some pointless damage. Watch Chris potentially get up on all that angering up. Oh, that's right. He's at 3 anger because the mastery is doing its thing when the Dragon Balls enter play. Or do they activate only when entering in combat? I can't remember now. Wow, he's going to declare combat. No entering effects. He's going to throw an unstoppable, say, Namekian high knee attack. So not too terrible. Oh, he gets rejuvenate 1 card for throwing it, and then it's going to be 5 power stages and 2 life cards. And again, John wicks it off with very little effort. This is kind of a toughie. He really should have played Severing Punch. And not that he could have known it, but there is a Slug's regeneration in Chris's hand, so he'd probably jump up a level if he throws it at him. So John responds with the right choice. He does throw an 8-stage physical, which does connect. He does activate Slug's regeneration. He does advance a level. Son of a gun. Ooh, he did it! He used Saiyan Assistance, I want to say. It's the one that automatically de-levels an opponent when they used an effect to advance a level. Blammo! Well, at that point, Chris, all he did was just rejuvenate his entire discard pile. It wasn't exactly a loss. So he goes back to 5 above 0. He's back on level 2. Not bad at all. He throws Slug's physical. Takes the damage. Not too terrible. Throws a Severing Punch. Wow, an AT plus 4 in this kind of position. Ooh, he did it again. A second Slug's rejuvenation in his hand, and son of a gun, or regeneration. He's back to level 3. Oh, you mother. Oh, wait. Oh, I thought it was only if it hit him. Oh, it did hit him. Oops. So, Severing Punch does its job, and he can no longer advance a level, and he couldn't actually have used it. You know what? I forgot he actually connected with it. He uses Face Smash. It lowers John's anger, not that he needed it. Wow, a whole 2 stages and 2 life. John's winding up for a pretty sweet hit. The catch is, without enough power stages to make trample work, saying clothesline, excuse me. Like, ugh. He has no power stages, so he can't build up an 18 in order to double it. This is the worst. Fantastic. He even lost his boost to his PUR. Like we said, we have a lot of guys new to the decks in question. Chris has played this one, but he also took a really long time away from the game, so it's not entirely his fault. Just talking about how I hate to say playing under these fluorescents is a little tough sometimes. It creates glare zones where you just can't see anything. Hey, Chris passes. He throws a Saiyan clothesline. Whole 3 power stages. And that's the end of that. And it's actually John's turn. Ooh, he's drawing some good stuff. This could be good times. Got a bunch of KO attacks. Can make some magic happen. Okay, so John is not confident enough. He doesn't like what he sees enough. He's going to go ahead and pass and rejuvenate, and he put a blocking technique, which I probably would have held on to.
I should just keep passing and return back. Just keep passing and return.
John got an awesome Saiyan trample. And it could do a real ugly number on Chris if you were to level. Wow. 5 DBs out in the field already. So not too terrible. And he's not confident enough to go in. I wouldn't have either, based on the hand that I saw. He's going to go ahead and pass, goes back over to John. So John's got an interesting thing here. You remember we talked about this. What does Slug represent? He's a ticking time bomb. If you leave him alone for too long, he's going to simply DB victory. Very, quickly, quietly, have very little effort. So John's checking out the bottom of his discard pile. I think we both know what that means. He's going to be using Saiyan power up at some point during this one in order to press the advantage. I'd say John has a pretty darn strong hand there. He can press the advantage, hope to do some damage, banish some cards. It's not a bad hand to go in on. And I believe all the effects of Severing Punch have been resolved. Enough turns have passed, so it's no longer in effect. So Chris would be free to use Lord Slug's Regeneration. Wow. If I was John, I would always have to go to combat with Power Up. Yep. Oh, he's going to go ahead and rejuvenate it instead. I guess back in the deck is not a bad place. It's back over to Chris. Chris draws his 3. Oh, he's got some good stuff going on here. He's got some stuff that can pull a drill into... Oh, look at this. He's got Namekian Growth in play. Wow, he's going to go ahead and pass. He did not keep that one event from Awakening that lets him be able to pull out a Dragon Ball. It obviously would become the property of his opponent, which would kind of stink, but... Oh, really, John? You have an excellent tactical hand to be able to press the advantage. He is going to declare combat. He's going to... Okay, and Chris did not draw a Dragon Ball. Apparently his Dragon Balls are avoiding him at this point. So John has the opening action since he initiated combat. It's going to go over to him and let's see what he wants to open up with. And Trunks' physical is the opener. The neat thing is, and he is going to go ahead and take it, use Lord Slug's Regeneration, shoot up to level 3, rejuvenate, and then he would rejuvenate. You remember, because it was his first effective rejuvenation, all of his the rejuvenation he got off it would be doubled because of Lord Slug's level 3 effect. I think Chris just missed a trigger with rejuvenation. Okay, he's going to go ahead and actually push in a Dragon Ball and use right throw. It will do a little bit of extra damage. I think he really just needed a deck shuffle here because we said so many of his Dragon Balls were resting on the bottom of the deck. So we're going to see what John does about it. So 6 to 400,000, they will be in one apart. 3 stages and 2 life. I think John was packing a block, or he was not. Okay, curses. Yeah, good old Severing Punch again. And then Chris left right throw out there on the field. He probably should remember to put that away. Wow, I didn't even realize that Chris shot up to level 4 while he wasn't looking with that right throw. How do you like them apples? He's going to throw another right throw. Or, no, I guess he's going to choose not to throw it in. He's going to throw a 3-stage, 2-life physical. And time fell out. So not again. Okay, John should be able to pressure him a little bit here. He's going to go ahead and use Saiyan Power Up. He's going to draw the bottom card of his discard pile, which is Saiyan Thrust, which would have been an absolutely boffo card to have grabbed out of there and used already for all the times that Chris has changed levels this combat. Okay, he's going to go ahead and pop Namekian Growth. Remember, one of its many effects is to be able to go ahead and search out a styled card and place it into your hand with as long as you're level 3 or higher. He's going to... I don't think Lord Slug's Fist Slam is considered styled. Uh-oh. Oh. Uh-oh. Goes back over to John. John's going to go ahead and throw a Namekian Thrust. I'm not sure if that would have been worth holding on to for another combat. And that has a floating effect. Lord Slug's 3 stages through life from the Lord Slug's Fist Slam, which, like we said, I'm I'm sorry, I don't know if it's treated as styled or not. I think Chris might have not known those limitations of the targeting for Namekian growth.
I shuffled it in for doing it.
Not sure if Chris is switching modes at this point to try to switch out to a slightly longer game, push in the Dragon Balls, get more uses out of them, and try to just, survive. Okay, he throws a, wow, nice. A Saiyan elbow drop is dropped. It should be pretty damaging. They should be both in D at this point. Yeah, 7 stage physical. No, I was wrong. He was at 0. Ooh. Ouch. Takes the hit without having to take quite so much damage. Chris has to pass. He is out of actions more or less. He gets to fire off another elbow drop. It is raising John's anger at this point. We haven't entirely kept the best track of it. Hit him for some pretty sizable damage. And unfortunately, one of those top Dragon Balls, the ones we were hoping would be nearer the top, managed to migrate again to the bottom, making things a frustrating slog for that DB victory. This is a dilemma for John. Trample doesn't work so good with Trunks' level 2 power. It's just ugh. So what we mean is you'd want to throw Trample right off the bat because level 4 Slug is going to de-level most likely. Okay, he's going to throw Saiyan Trample. He is in a pretty decent spot to do some decent damage and push Dragon Balls to the bottom of the deck with through damage. And we're pretty much guaranteed to see a Dragon Ball fall out because of the sheer... Oh, no, I guess not. I was going to say for the sheer damage that would come through it. That one has a hit rejuvenate 1 effect. Okay. Combat's going to go ahead and end. Chris took a few good-sized hits. He put out, I want to say, a Earth Dragon Ball 1. He's going to go ahead and power up Lord Slug. He's going to go ahead and pass, rejuvenate a zone pressure.
I'm going to lower you one.
Oh, he played... Oh, shoot. He played DB2. Ah, see that? Turn glare. Okay, so he actually played DB2, lowered... Wow, lowered John down to level 1. And then he's probably going to rejuvenate that zone pressure after all. He goes back over to John. John draws a semi-useless drill. He lost his other drill, but he leveled. Ugh. Observation drill, I want to say. And then, of course, retribution? No. All of a sudden, I cannot remember the name of that drill. It's the one where as you take damage, you get to hit your opponent back harder a little bit for all the stages and damage you take. It's a neat idea, but like we said, this whole idea had to go. Okay, wow. Chris ended his turn in record time. He's going to do a pass, rejuve. And he's going to go back over to John. John looks like he's got excellent material in which to press an advantage, so I wouldn't blame him if he went in on combat at this point. I guess the only kicker at this point is he's back to level 1, so he doesn't necessarily have an awe-inspiring physical attack anymore. Got a hybrid defense, not a bad card. Be level 4 means they could do some work. Okay, he's going to go ahead and resolve Lord Slug's when entering effect. Now he has 6 of 7 Dragon Balls in play. Yeesh. Okay, he goes back over to Chris. Chris draws his 3. He draws 1 dead card, 1 setup, and the rest is fairly usable. He's got a block and attack. It's not terrible. He's going to go. John opens up with Saiyan Enjoyment. Going to grab a draw card and have his attacks to +2 stages from into combat. Wow. Namekian left kick or leg kick? Wow, 10 stages and 3 life. John stops it with a blocking technique. Now everything is +4 power stages for anything that connects. I would throw my physical at him. If I was John, I would throw Trunks level 1 physical at this point. Bait him out. Let him either take the hit and really get worn down little by little. Alright, he's going to go ahead and throw a Saiyan blocking technique. Not a bad idea. He's going to raise his anger, and he's going to go ahead and place it to the bottom of his deck. And it would be quite the wonderful hit, too. It would be the AT plus 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It would be over 10 power stages. Well, it would be 9 power stages total. John has not taken any damage for the Saiyan effects drill, for the Saiyan damage boosting drill. Okay, he's going to throw back a Sagacious Strike for 3 stages and 3 life. Oh yeah, I forgot. Stinking Ball 1 is out there. Android Ball 1, so it's going to boost everybody's damage by 1 life card. Okay, John's going to absorb the damage. 3 stages, 3 life. Again, seeing our old idea for this particular deck out the window. Terrible. Okay, John took some damage, so he's got a little bit extra damage boost. Not too terrible. Okay, he's going to go ahead and throw a Spin Kick, raise his anger 1 level, and actually leveled on Saiyan Dynamic, which, everybody's jaws are on the floor most likely. Okay, he's back up to level 2. AT is up there, and unfortunately his drills are gone. So I'm sure John will remember here in a second that his drills get discarded when he levels. Okay, Chris is going to go ahead and stop that one, and he's going to go ahead and rejuvenate 4 cards with Hybrid Defense. Goes back over to Chris. Chris, I think, is out of actions, though I hope John recalls here in a second that his drills are gone from leveling.
Unless he can do something this turn, I win. If you pass?
Oh, I follow. Because he's going to go into combat, use the... Oh, hey, look at this. $14 power stage physical here at the last. It was a what's the word here? A valiant effort, and it did significant damage. If John were to go ahead and steal a Dragon Ball, he could slow the game down. In fact, if I was him, I'd steal ball 3, grab the cards, do some shuffling, do a little bit more damage to him. Do it. He critted him and then some. So John has a way to slow him down. He can actually stop, hit this freight train where the Lord Slug going where he's going.
Nothing that really can help you.
Yeah, ball 2 would be good, but I would actually say ball 3 would be best. But wait, ball 3's not even out there, is it? No, ball 3 got shuffled in already.
This one, just try to top 2 life cards.
Yeah, the only thing you can really do is steal ball 2 and hopefully slow him down, because Slug on level 3 doesn't have the Dragon Ball Searcher.
I'm going to get it right back out. So the one that would hurt you would repeat that.
That's actually a really good idea. Steal ball 5, force him to push a Dragon Ball back in. He pushes ball 7 back in. There we go, and then he gets to... So this is actually a pretty good strategy. He would have forced the Dragon Balls to go back in so that Chris wouldn't have easy access to him. That he might actually slow him down a turn or 2. The only thing I'd worry about is that. He's got Sagacious Strike, Namekian Hunt, and I'm pretty sure this one is over. Here he's got a little information gathering in play. And he's most likely going to declare combat on John. He's going to pass Rejuvenate. He did hold on to the 1 Sagacious Strike, a wise idea. Okay, he's got some good-sized attacks here, or good-sized moves. Some of these are a little late to the game. Really would have been helpful a very long time ago. Yeah, the sword skill is probably the only one worth holding on to. It could potentially hold off Chris from DB Victory, just cheating him out of actions. He passes and rejuvenates the energy block. Goes back over to Chris. Chris may just draw the Dragon Balls he needs, like right now. Oh, Dragon Radar. Oh. Not sure what actually Okay, so he did declare combat. He used Slug's ability to pull out a Dragon Ball, and then he used Dragon Radar to go ahead and pull out another Dragon Ball. Pulled out the Ball 3. He's going to raise his anger. He's going to go ahead and... Oh, guys, the music's starting. I think it's over. It is back over to John. John has one action. He can't do anything about it. And there it is. The Sagacious Strike is used. We didn't even bother resolving the effect from the Hybrid Defense. He uses it. He does critical damage, seals the Dragon Ball, gets all 7 TBD. So if this teaches you anything going forward in competitive environments, Slug's a heavy hitter from all the attention he got.